Hey, yo, episode 3, Taking It Back. My name's Under Confidential. That is Jay Burns. That is Tato. Fellas, let's just jump right into it. Fun fact, comments loved 3 straight white males talking about the black community. So let's talk about the female.
I'm not even white.
You white man.
That's fair.
Let's talk.
Did he get nominated for a fucking Oscar this year?
No.
All right then.
Unfortunately, banger. The white community or the female community, they're up in arms right now with Barbie. Barbie. I want to start off by giving a little mini review. Good movie, really good movie. I really enjoyed that movie. The issue with the community is the fact that it did not get nominated for Best Lead Actress in Margot Robbie, and not Best Director in Greta Gerwig, the two white female participants in the movie. Well, I'm specifying white in that is because America Ferrera did get nominated for Best Supporting Actress as a Hispanic Latina. So not saying that's why she got it, but I'm just saying that's just an interesting part that's getting added to this narrative. And then obviously the straight white male of Ryan Gosling got nominated for Barbie for Best Supporting Actor, which is interesting because yes, technically is the supporting, but also the co-lead. So it was definitely interesting that they chose that for strategy purposes of like he's definitely lead over Paul Giamatti. So if we throw him in supporting, maybe he's got a chance. Because I think that's what they did with Fences. I think it was with Viola Davis. She clearly was the co-lead in that movie, but let's throw in her supporting because she might win. So, Jay, mini review on Barbie. Have you seen it? And what were your thoughts on it? And what is your opinion on neither Margot Robbie or Greta Gerwig getting a nomination?
Yeah, actually, me and Tato watched that movie, last week?
Yeah, about
week before.
Within
the last 2 weeks, I actually watched the movie. I sat down. I enjoyed the shit out of it. On a scale from 1 to 5 or 0 to 5, depending on what you do, I gave it a 4. The movie made me laugh. It made me emotional. I really kind of felt like Will Ferrell could have not been in it, and I would have been fine. But like I am Knuff. What's his best friend's name? Alan.
I
know I almost forgot his name, but Michael Cera is like, I'm Ken's best friend. I fit his clothes. Great.
He loves giving foot rubs. I do not love that. I do not.
Margot in this movie also phenomenal. She has some great delivery. What is it? I don't control the railroads. I don't control the ways and the means of production. I'm not a fascist.
She thinks I'm a fascist? I control the railway or the flow of commerce.
That's what it is. Fucking perfect. Great lines. This movie's funny. This movie hits almost every beat I needed to hit. Even the really weird, I know some people will be like, oh, why does she float down from the second level? And I'm just like, because the Barbie dream house didn't have any stairs, so she just floats. I'm like, they're hitting everything I need them to hit for a movie based on a toy.
You can't get mad about her getting out of her shoes with her foot like this, but
no,
floating down. That's how toys work. You know what I mean? Or when they're making the squeaking noises or the rubber noises when they move at times. It's very, very. It's got very good attention to detail.
I really did enjoy the movie. It is a solid 4 for me. Margot Robbie did an amazing job. Don't get me wrong, America Ferrera being in there, I get it, but I felt like her daughter kind of did a better job.
No, the actress character Sasha, she does a really good job.
Character development more than America did, and that's not taking away from America Ferrera whatsoever.
America has the one speech, you know what I mean? The Oscar speech, but also Margot has her own Oscar speech of the I'm not pretty enough, or whatever that bit was. I don't know the exact words.
She's got a couple in there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting. If you're going to go with the one speech, like the Mark Ruffalo on Spotlight, the speech and that's why you're giving the nomination. That's fine, but like also do it for Margot, who also leads the movie. Like that's definitely counterintuitive. And I'm not even defending. I'm not in that narrative. Like it's crazy she's not nominated. Like that's how it goes sometimes. But also like if you're going to nominate America, you're also nominating Margot. So as a Latino myself, Sanchez, I think it's weird that America got the nomination. So that's interesting for me. Tato, you just watch it also. What are your opinions on the movie as well as the lack of nomination for Margot?
Yeah, I definitely adored the shit out of the movie from catching it in theaters. I'm pretty sure I hit you up on Facebook after because that's always my post-theater ritual. Drive to the Taco Bell, make my order, hit up Henry. It's a beautiful system. I adored it. Had to show, like, I knew there were parts that would hit Jay, like specifically that flow of commerce one. I like saw it in the theater. I'm like, that's gonna be a line that Jay loves to death and shit. And I was obviously correct on that one. Without having seen the other movies, so to give a fair opinion on it, I thought Greta was getting a nom for sure, and Margot did deserve in my opinion, she was fantastic. Again, without having seen the other ones to be on, like, give the correct opinion and stuff. Yeah, the more surprising to me is probably the Greta, because like the direction of the movie really, like, I could really feel it for being a non-director guy, trivia-wise, and fucking, like, it's not shit that I see as much visually. Like, usually I could very much feel Greta's direction in it, and, like, in a movie that stylized, like, to pull off the story she did, I thought was fantastic. And I will shout out, I did have to Google it, but Ariana Greenblatt is Sasha.
Thank you.
She's little Ahsoka and little Gamora as well. So
shit. Okay.
What did it cost? Everything.
Yep. On my MCU studying.
What did it cost to not give Margot the nomination?
Everything. Son of a bitch. So yeah, I'm a little
killer reference,
the nomination, bro, because I did adore the movie. It's top 5. I haven't re-ranked 2023 recently, and I still have to watch all of these Oscar noms now that they've been put out. That's kind of how I do it with years if I don't catch everything, and I just, because of how the end of last year ended for me and stuff, I really did not catch a lot of those movies that came out at the end of the year. Oppenheimer, or not that Oppenheimer was at the end of the year, it was in the same time as Barbie. I could have very well fucking seen it. Obviously, I saw Barbie, so fuck me on Oppenheimer. But the other shit that came out, the other Oscars that come out at the end of the year when Oscar movies traditionally come out and shit, have not seen or heard much of yet. So
I got a question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah,
all right. So, did she get nommed for both Lady Bird and Little Women?
Greta, I don't think for Lady Bird, but I know because I think she was snubbed for Lady Bird because Saoirse got the nomination for actress.
Okay.
I don't think she got it because I do remember that kind of being a controversy.
Yeah,
but I'm 99% she got it for Little Women.
I was gonna say if like because I know Lady Bird only made like less than $100 million in the box at the box office.
No, she did get nominated for Lady Bird too.
She got nominated for Lady Bird.
Oh no, that's what it was. She only got screenplay for Little Women. She didn't get director. That's what
okay.
So she's gotten screenplay for all 3. Original for Lady Bird, adapted for Little Women, and honestly, and this gonna sound silly, but I would rather for Greta specifically, I would rather have the writing nominations of the 3 because that's really what she's giving her heart on. Because at the end of the day, the direction you're especially her heart
secret.
No D from Greta on that one. Her heart.
You'll never get the D from Greta, my boy.
I mean, I love House of the Devil. I would. R.I.P. Spoiler. The writing is what she's really giving her soul to those films, whereas the directing is more of a collaborative effort in terms of studio. Like I feel like Warner Brothers and Mattel affected segments and elements of Barbie, which I do. That's why I'm a little in disagreement of what you said, Tato, in terms of like seeing Greta, because as seeing her other films, I feel like it doesn't necessarily stand out in terms of from start to finish. Yeah, that's it. Whereas like my best example is Moonlight back in the day. Without Barry Jenkins directing that movie, that is like a play, boring as shit. Not boring, but like straightforward, monotonous storyline. Whereas the direction of that film makes it in a very immersive film. Whereas Barbie, yes, it's fun and playful and lightful, but I swear to God, if you just took out Greta and added any other director with the same script, any other director, you're essentially getting pretty much the same energy and vibe because the script is what presents that. So that's why I disagreed a little bit. So as long as she got the writing nomination, which I personally think is more important, because they were also doing a whole bit for a while of like, is this adapted? Because is it adapted, or should it have been original, or should it even be one of those weird gray areas where it's not eligible technically? Because what does that even mean? And yeah, there was a conversation for a second of it.
Well, the property is definitely property, like the property being Barbie, the commodity itself, not the actual doll owned by Mattel. Like, should this be an original movie?
Yeah, that was.
I don't know. There are so many animated Barbie movies though. So like that's my only thing.
Yeah, I mean, and she's not adapting any of them, so it's definitely not an adapted screenplay. The screenplay is original.
But she's adapting the storylines of the releases.
That's just like with comic
Barbies.
books. Any comic book movies, like Logan, right? That was adapted when it got nominated, right? Yeah, because it's not a direct story, but that's just kind of how it works. As long as it's not original IP, it has to be an original concept in general to be considered.
I mean, Old Man Logan is a comic book storyline.
But just like Barbie,
I'm pretty sure,
but the concept of Barbie is a storyline. You know what I mean? So that's understandable. But the point is, I'm just glad that it got the recognition for the construction of the idea of the Barbie film, and I do feel like that generates from the screenplay versus the direction. And
I think the Barbie coming to life is original enough to where.
Well, that's still picking it still got the nomination for the screenplay, but in terms of the direction,
what are you talking about? Tyra Banks did that back in the day. It was called Coming to Life, my guy. What? Fucking get out of here!
Oh, my son.
Pass. So I agree. Margot should have gotten the nomination, but I am actually in disagreement or / like okay with Greta not getting the nomination. Like if she would have gotten it, I'm not pitchforking the Oscars. Like yeah, sure, but her not getting it, that's not as big of an issue as Margot not getting it. So I am in the votes of Margot should have got, especially based on what I've heard.
It was called Life Size. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I just kind of let you take that. I tried to not put you in that position.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I don't think no one was gonna fact check you in the comments of like you dumb bitch. I will
fact check myself. I'll be like, you fat motherfucker, you got that wrong. Shut up. Shut up, titties.
So yeah, that's my opinion. So comment below what you guys think of the Barbie movie as a whole, and what is your guys' input on the controversy of the voting. So with that said, the Oscars, just
I do. Yeah, sorry. One more thing on the Barbie. I do like Ken getting the nom. But like the whole letter he wrote was the bit that Gosling wrote was really dope. I thought so. Check that out if you have not.
Wait.
No. On like
essentially
Twitter
without them, there's no Ken.
Yeah.
And
that could have been perceived as a cuck move, but that's just a respect of a fellow artist. You know what I mean? Where it's like I'm not saying that
man can't be should have look at his wife, bro.
Facts. The way he went about it too was nice, because it's not like he's saying like, oh my god, I'm boycotting the Oscars because they didn't get it. He's just like, hey, I appreciate the honor I've gotten. I just also think that without them, there is no me.
Hashtag Oscars so balls.
It's a team effort. You know what I mean? Facts.
Him getting the nom without them getting the nom feels kind of like the point of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like,
but they're not learning the lesson of the movie.
But I will say, if you look in the comments, or like a lot of people like tweeting, it's bring us back to a couple years ago of just all those nerdy cucks of like, oh my god, justice for, like, dude, that's also not the point. Where it's like,
Justice for Tony.
Yeah, give them their recognition because they deserved it, not just because they're a woman and you have no chance to sleep with them. Like, also still have that fine line of like, let's still give the artist their respect as an artist, and not just because of their gender, not just because of how society's judging it at the same time. So I do feel like there needs to be both sides of that coin, where it's like we need to have.
Hey, don't just offer Jamie Lee Curtis the fucking Oscar nomination when there is still a better person to be offered the Oscar in the movie.
Love Everything Everywhere at Once, but Angela Bassett last year getting beat out by Jamie was wild.
Yeah.
Especially in today's climate, wild.
I don't even think climate really has anything to do with that one.
I'm not saying the results, but it's just an interesting time where it's like, really, that was a bad decision regardless of the year. But
hashtag Oscars still so weird. White 2023.
Will Smith's never getting that Oscar. He got it, but at the time, he was.
Will Smith did his best Kanye West impersonation, and Kanye still did it better. Also, fuck Kanye West.
One other thing that I want to bring up.
So good though.
Yeah, one other thing I want to bring up just for the attention. Hillary Clinton tweeted out about the Barbie
hashtag
thing.
Hillary Barbie, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, literally. Like, now we need to check those emails. Was Barbie involved? Were they
Greta Gerwig writer speeches?
Were they giving out Barbies on the Epstein Island, or like what? Was that their doggy bags? Jesus Christ.
We're not talking about Stephen Hawking right now.
Leave the puddle out of this.